Hi, my name is Trevor Collins, and I want to tell you a little bit about what Generations of Faithfulness means to me in regards to Enterprise Christian Church. About 15 years ago, I found myself on my knees pushing the air bubbles out from underneath some vinyl flooring that my dad and I had just worked on and installed that weekend at my house over in Albany, Oregon. And my folks had been there for the weekend, and they had just gotten in the car a few hours before then and were heading back down the gorge. And I got a call on an early version of a cell phone, and it was my dad. And he said, "Look, there's something I need to tell you about a health problem that I'm having that I meant to talk to you during the weekend, but I forget. I didn't really get into it." And he began to tell me about being diagnosed with CLL, which is a form of leukemia. And he told me about 5 minutes worth of health information about it, things that he knew about it. But at the very end, he just said, "Look, you need to know this condition will shorten my life anywhere from 5 or 6 years from now until maybe, hopefully, 15 years. But I just wanted you to know." And he hung up. And I sat there on the floor with the phone in my hand, and my new young son, Jordan, crawling around, and my wife off doing something. My life in Albany fairly situated and comfortable, and all I could feel was the presence of God in my head saying, "Your life's going to change. You need to go home." So that night after Jordan went to bed, Sherry and I got together on the couch, and I said, "Look, I feel like God's telling me we need to go. And we have a great life here, and things are going good, but I don't know what this means, short time, long time. I think we got to go back to Enterprise." I said, "Can you do that? Would you do that?" And she said, "Look, if God's telling you that's what we need to do, I trust you and I trust him, and let's go." So we did. Now, the truth be told, at that time in my life, I considered myself a Christian, but and I had a strong idea of what I thought theologically a Christian was, but my actions in my life were not living out a Christian perspective. I didn't attend church regularly. I did a little bit. But that was where I was at that point in my life. And I thought, well, God's telling me to go back to Enterprise because I need to be there for my parents because they're going to have a hard time as this disease unfolds and we determine what it's going to do to them and to our family. I thought it was about them. So we picked up, we came back, and my father made it very clear that this family attended church. And if I was going to live close by, there was going to be a lot of pressure on me to be coming to church. So we began attending Enterprise Christian Church with my folks. And he sat me down one day and he said, "Look, you got to do more than just go to service and listen to the service." He says, "You really need to get involved. You need to find a ministry, a talent, or something that you're interested in, and get plugged in. And if you get plugged in," he said, "it will change your life. The church will be more than just a place you go on Sundays. It will become the thing that permeates your lifestyle. It will become your lifestyle." And I didn't know, those were great words, but I didn't know what that meant. But it didn't take very long to find out. And again, that was almost 15 years ago. And here we are today. I did lose my father 5 or 6 years ago now, about 5 years ago. And it was very difficult, but it was enough time. God brought us over here and got us plugged in, and enough time went by that he shored us up, transformed our lives, and made us more capable of dealing with what would become a huge loss and change in our family when we lost him at age 60. My Dad was a huge proponent of building a new church. In fact, he was one of the signers on the original statement that we read here at church up on the big screen a while back. He was one of those signatures that was very pro building a church. However, he wanted to do it in the right way. Didn't want a lot of debt. Didn't want to split the congregation over controversial issues. It wasn't worth doing that. But it was something that we should have always kept in front of us and made happen if we could. And I can just tell you that if my dad were here, he'd be right in the middle of all this. And I sure wish we had him, because he was such a steady, amazing man, steady thinker and objective thinker. He would have been a great asset. But his legacy is here, and we are involved, and we are excited. And I'm in the same mindset as him. I want low debt. I want a great facility that emphasizes what we can do with youth. I want a modern facility that can take care of people that are maybe having to come to church with assistance, such as a wheelchair. I want the stage and the technology of the day to be able to continue to enhance our ability to grow this great kingdom of God here in the county. And if you think about it, there has been nothing quite like what we're going to do here in this county. It's simply amazing what God is going to do to move his people and build his kingdom, and I'm very excited for it. And in the end, when we came back, we thought we were coming back for them, but in the end, what happened is God had a plan for me and my family, my kids, and my faith and my lifestyle to change and become more in line with where he needed me to be. And I'm so thankful that he moved us in such a way to get us here. Thanks for listening.